bring you into their world. It's not just chickens and the Angus herd. So take off your boots, relax, and go beyond the ranch.
South Africa.
Hi guys, welcome back to another live stream here from the Wyoming Life live stream studios. My name is Mike.
I'm Erin.
And this is a new time. It's a little early, but we're getting things rock and rolling here, knocking this out for the day because the kids have an ice skating performance that is coming up this afternoon. So we would actually have either this or scrap live stream was kind of what we were looking at doing, and we decided to switch it up and make it now. So. Do you like this earlier thing, or
No.
do you not at all?
It's like a weird, I don't know. It's just a weird time of the day.
Right. Yeah, it's a little.
I mean, it's fun. I think it's nice to do live streams occasionally at different times or different days, just because not everybody can be there Sunday evening. So I think it's fine. It just kind of breaks up our day into like this weird thing.
Yeah, it changes things just a little bit. Matt, how you doing over there?
Doing pretty good, no complaints.
Is your day all messed up as well?
It's storm lucky rush to do it, but not bad.
Not bad. So, as long as Matt's comfortable,
Yeah,
we'll make it work.
That's what we're going for.
Exactly.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
We had a little bit of trouble getting things scheduled this morning because what happened was it was actually scheduled as an unlisted video because our last one was a Patreon live stream, which are unlisted. So YouTube likes to take the same settings that you have before and apply them to a video. So that's why nobody saw the video pop up, even though I scheduled it like 2 hours ago. And I was sitting there wondering, why is there nobody here?
Yeah,
This is
we're
weird.
like, we have 3 people here.
Yeah, very, very odd. So thank you very much for coming short notice, because really we switched it about 2 minutes ago and got everything working correctly. So thank you very much for that. If this is your first live stream here, be sure to say hi and introduce yourself. We'd love to meet you. And if you are returning, thank you very much for sticking with us through all the nonsense and craziness that happens around here. The video came out this morning from the weekly vlog. Yes, we're still doing weekly vlogs. And this was the first weekly vlog that I've done in quite a while that actually had 6 days included. There was a lot of, it actually took, I figured it out. It takes me about an hour a day to edit a vlog together. So it took me 6 hours to edit a 45-minute vlog together, which isn't horrible, but it's kind of I didn't realize I shouldn't look at stuff like that, because then I'm like, oh my gosh, 6 hours. That's a lot of time.
It doesn't seem that much because you go do some and then you stop and then so it doesn't seem like.
Yeah, it's
I
not
wouldn't
like
have thought it was 6 hours.
No, I actually timed it just to see how long it would take. And yeah, it's crazy how much time it takes to edit the vlog together. But Matt included in the vlog out knocking down poop in the triangle pasture, a little bit of goats, a little bit of bean, a little bit of cows, and of course our drastic change in weather that happened this week. Oh my gosh, from 65 degrees, is that what it was that one day?
I think so, pretty close to that.
To it was -3 when I went out yesterday. It was the wind chill, so the temperature was about 15 or 14 degrees. So has the weather change screwed you up? Because I know that you're planting in the gardens already.
Yeah, it's not like ideal. Like we have some below zero nighttime temperatures coming up. Like everything will be fine, but it's I put seeds in the ground in the high tunnel. If you've been following along on TikTok, and there was some vlog. Did I make it in the vlog this week? Did you put me any? No, that was last week.
Yeah, that was last week. We worked on the high tunnel.
Yeah. So on TikTok you'll see that I have put seeds in the ground. I have all my seedlings out there hardening, and like I just won't transplant them. Like it's easier to keep them warm in the trays in a confined space rather than spread them out over the high tunnel. It's not going to hurt the seeds that are in the ground. I might throw some row cover over it because it is. I think we have a low of like -1 or something.
Coming up.
Stupid. And then it's like great, and it's in the 40s, and like that's perfect like high tunnel growing. -4 Wednesday night and -1 Thursday. So, and it is supposed to snow, like Tuesday you're supposed to get some snow, and that's actually beneficial to the high tunnel too because snow will sit on top of it. If it stays cloudy, it won't melt. That's a layer of insulation, essentially.
Yeah,
so
very true.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean the 65 and we had like no wind. It was like, it's gorgeous. spring.
Oh, that's nice. And we call it false spring because I think you posted about it on Facebook
Yeah.
too, that we get this really nice weather here for a few days. Then we'll get back into winter. We'll get some nice weather again. It's kind of a nice little chance to get some stuff done. When the weather gets nice, it's like we go into overdrive and we're like, we're going to do this and this and this and this and this. And then the bad weather hits again. It's like, okay, I'm going to go sit inside for a while and recoup.
Like I would much rather have like a few days of like nice weather and then cold again than like no nice weather. Like it is kind of a tease and stuff, but like yeah, it is nice to like not have to wear a coat. And like the kids are super excited just to wear sweatshirts to school.
Right.
And yeah, you feel like you can get some stuff done. So yeah, it was nice.
Exactly. Yeah, we are a little bit early, but yes, we decided we had a meeting this morning, a team meeting, and we said, hey, are we going to have a drink at Livestream, even though it is at 12 o'clock? And we figured, it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
It's just brunch. It's Sunday. It's brunch.
It's brunch. So shouldn't we? What are those orange juice things that mimosas? Shouldn't we be having those?
I'm practically having a mimosa. I'm having a raspberry lime seltzer, and with black raspberry liqueur. So that's fruit.
that makes it okay. It's part of the 4 food groups.
Yeah.
So, and somebody asked about.
We're not having any fruit. Oh wait, lemon lime Sprite.
Yeah, there's lemon lime in there. Eric asked how the chickens are doing.
Great.
They're doing great. I cannot believe we didn't lose a single chicken. This is the first time we've ever ordered chickens and not lost a single chick out of the entire group. Did you count them?
Oh God, no.
No.
They always send extra, so I imagine there's upwards of like 105 in there. But the girls, helped us unload.
Right.
Which turns into pure pandemonium.
It was fun.
It was fun.
It was before school. It made it in the blog if you haven't watched the blog. But yeah, the kids came down. They got dressed early. They came down before the school bus got there and gave us a hand. But yeah, it was a little hectic.
You can't count. I think when we move them to the chicken house, like that will be an opportunity to count them if we so desire. It's always we count when they go in the freezer. So it's always a fun game then of how many do you think we have.
Very true. Very, very true.
So yeah, I mean they get counted when they go in the freezer in 12 weeks. So yeah, no, they're doing great though. We've done 3 rounds of Cornish crosses. It was just supposed to be 2, but we had a horrible shipping experience. No fault to Cackle Hatchery. Post office, of course, takes longer now, and it was summertime and it was hot, and I think like Cornish cross dehydrate really easily. And so I think we'd ordered, what did I order that first time? Like 300. We've gotten much smarter. Don't order that many.
Not all at once.
And like half of them were dead when we got them. And Cackle refunded. Well, they shipped us another batch like a month later, and they did a lot better, but we still lost chickens.
Yeah.
And even the ones in that first batch that came that were still alive, like a lot of them were super weak. And like I quit going to the chicken house because I was like, you're not pulling out a couple dead chicks. I went one time and pulled out 40 dead chicks. Like it was just really bad.
Yeah. I had to take dead chickens out of the chicken house with a shovel one year. It was horrible.
And like Cackle Hatchery made it right, and like that is just something that happens. They dehydrate really easily, when they sit in the post office for 3 days. And we don't know, like it says live birds on the box, and they're supposed to handle those differently and stuff. But like it could have sat on the back of a truck somewhere in direct sunlight for an hour. Like we don't know. And then we did a spring batch last year, and they shipped really well, but like we still lost some. But yeah, they came during that like window when it was really nice. Like we had perfect weather for chick shipping.
Yeah.
And they're doing great.
Very true. Other things that made it into the vlog today, since we can talk about that, the dry ice cooler showed up. Big thing. I did see a couple questions. I think Jared asked if it makes ice or if it just stores ice. It actually just stores. I learned all kinds of stuff about dry ice from our delivery driver because now we're on a route. Basically, that thing is it's a Yeti. That's all it is.
It's not a Yeti.
Well, it's a cooler. It takes no electricity, and the dry ice is stored inside that box. Dry ice is made from CO2.
Liquid CO2.
Liquid CO2, and that usually comes from fertilizer plants. So our closest place that it's manufactured is actually down in Cheyenne, where there's a fertilizer plant, and they make dry ice there. And somewhere else, there's actually, and I can't remember that he told me the name of the town. There's a CO2 well where they get CO2, and they're able to make dry ice there as well. So then they ship it up to us. It goes into that cooler. And the interesting thing that I found too was that as long as dry ice doesn't come in contact with air, it won't melt as fast. So it can last.
It doesn't melt. It evaporates.
It evaporates.
It sublimates.
Right.
It doesn't actually melt. Temperature. He said it's not temperature
Not
sensitive.
temperature dependent. No.
It's oxygen is what causes the sublimation.
Correct.
Is that the right word? Sublimation?
Yeah, sublimation. So as long as it stays in that cooler, that thing's airtight, then
He said we still lose about 5 pounds a day, 5 to 7 pounds a day.
something like that.
But
Yeah.
we put how many pounds?
396 pounds.
So
in
like
there.
5 pounds a day is not bad. We will have dry ice for a while, and obviously we're not opening it up like the grocery stores. Like there's always people and stuff in there.
Right.
So
I know that if you are a Patreon supporter, first of all, thank you very much. But now when you order beef, it actually will come directly from here. I mean, we don't even have to go to the grocery store to get the
nice.
dry ice. So
Yeah.
very, very cool.
it was, it's pretty expensive to get that much dry ice at one time. Like we signed for it. We knew the price in advance. Like we know what price we're paying per pound and stuff, and it's cheaper than the grocery store. But it's like, oh, that's a big chunk of money. But Monday you spent $200 at the grocery store on dry ice.
Yeah.
And like when we set our prices and everything, like we knew we were getting this cooler, so like we factored in what, like the price that we're now paying is kind of what we based our prices on.
Mhm.
And so unfortunately prices aren't going to go down. We've kind of just been eating that cost increase because we've had to buy from grocery stores. So I mean, it's exciting for us.
Yeah, and Eric, we really don't know how often we're going to have to get dry ice. Really, that depends on the amount of orders that we have. Obviously, I've got 5 orders over there waiting to go out on Monday. So if you do want to get an order in, orders will go out Monday or Tuesday, depending on how busy we are. We don't have ice skating since this is their ice skating performance today.
Yeah.
We won't have ice skating on Monday. But so orders come in, dry ice goes out. Our driver is actually nice enough to give me his cell phone number, and he said, just text me if you need dry ice, and next time I'm up here, I'll be able to drop it off. He said he'll call us and see if we need it. So it seems to be a pretty good company to work with.
Yeah.
And obviously they don't want to transport as much dry ice that they don't need to transport. So he'll call us ahead of time. Hey, do you need any? I'll bring this much. And yeah, hopefully it all works out okay. 'Cause, yeah, it seems to be so far pretty good.
And the price difference between like what we're paying in retail is significant. So,
Right.
But the time too, and obviously like
Time, fuel.
fuel.
Yeah, fuel's
I
a big
think we're
one.
all worried about fuel prices right now, and we had that conversation this morning that we need to be cautious with trips to town and consolidate as many trips to town as possible. We're not going to quit going to town, but let's just be more mindful of going to town.
Yeah,
so this
exactly.
helps. So I'm super, super excited, and just convenience. Like, and we've talked about this. Like, it's embarrassing to go in the grocery. It's not really embarrassing, but it's weird to go in the grocery store and be like, I need 100 pounds of dry ice.
Or 200 pounds.
And then come back the next day and say, I need another 100 pounds of dry ice. Because we had a lot of orders, we'd split it up over 2 days typically. But, yeah, this is just.
I did have one lady, I walked in, and she looked at me and rolled her eyes. When she saw me walk in, I was like, oh, Jen, really? Come on. Can I get a new lady? But I did, but Albertsons, when you get dry, and I just figured this out the very last time we had to get dry ice in town. Albertsons will let you take dry ice through the self-checkout. So I was like, oh, I don't even have to bother anybody.
Yeah.
I bring my own gloves. I'm doing the dry ice thing. Of course, self-checkout screwed up like 18 times with the bagging thing. So the lady kept on having to come over. I'll scan it,
Yeah.
So, but other than that, it was relatively okay. So, dry ice, a problem that we no longer really have to worry about.
It only took us 5 months.
Yeah, exactly. So we have new beef coming in on Monday. We're hoping to get that into the weekly vlog for next week. We have 4 steers coming back to the ranch, and then that'll change the packages and all that kind of. We'll have steaks available again, more steaks. We still have T-bones, but we'll have ribeyes and sirloins available again on the website and all that kind of good stuff. So
Thursday, if you are a Patreon member and you're waiting for ribeyes, Thursday they should become available again. So.
Exactly. Hey, Matt, over there, what are you supposed to ask Erin?
Who manufactured the high tunnel and where'd you get it from?
The high tunnel is from Farm Tech. It's a kit.
Yeah.
And you can get a grant through the USD.
Yeah. There we have videos of putting it together even. So yeah.
Are you going to make a dry ice bomb?
I am going to. I kind of thought about doing it. I didn't want to do it with a dry ice guy there. So, and plus I was dealing with the chicken stuff at the same time. So I was like, I got to get back and deal with chickens, and I was kind of all over the place. But I should do a dry ice bomb and maybe put it on Patreon.
I don't think
and
you can
slowly
call
roll
it
out.
a bomb, though. That might get us
No, true.
demonetized.
Yeah. I can make it a dry ice
Improvised
fireworks.
explosive device? Is that better?
No, probably not.
Probably not.
No, I don't need the ATF over here knocking on
I'll
my
call
door.
what it is.
If the ATF shows up, you get to talk to him.
Okay.
Okay.
Carrie, when you guys come and get meat now, you don't have to go to the store and buy dry ice.
No. In fact, people could see. I've always campaigned for getting a few of those cheap like styrofoam coolers and putting them in the farm store for people that want to buy meat. Right now, we could do that, and we could sell them dry ice also, and be like, hey, here's dry ice. Here's a cheapo cooler. Buy a little bit more meat and be able to take it back to wherever you're from.
Just bring your own cooler.
Nobody brings their own cooler. That's the problem. They all show up and they say, "Oh, I wish I had a cooler." And I could say, "We have coolers," and then that knocks that excuse out of the park, which sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. So, I'm missing questions like crazy here, guys, and I do apologize.
Yeah, Tammy's in Chicago. Matt's here by himself, and no, he's not in the Airbnb.
No, he's in our back bedroom. Erin, have you started planning stuff yet?
Yeah.
Correct. Yes, you have.
Follow along on TikTok.
Oh yeah. Follow Erin on TikTok. Question
You're
from
on TikTok too.
sometimes, but not as much as
Mostly
you are.
me.
Yeah,
I should mention, I am very grateful to be where I'm at. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. He only thanks us like once a day.
A lot, yeah.
Yeah. From Steven, question for Mike in the cowboy hat. Is there another Mike that's not in the cowboy hat? Have you ever heard the song "Should Have Been a Cowboy" by Toby Keith?
Yeah.
I actually used to work in radio. I was a radio DJ for 15 years almost before we came here and worked on the ranch. So, yeah, I've met Toby Keith even, and I've heard the song thousands of times, I'm sure. So, let's see. Fuel prices out of control. What is fuel where you're at? That'd be interesting to share. Everybody could
Or do you just
talk
want to get
about that.
everybody riled up?
I know, but it's interesting to see. Like, I got an email from somebody in San Diego that said fuel was like $6.50 a gallon. I don't know what it was, but in San Diego. But I know Matt was talking to Tammy. Chicago's going high. We were in town. You were in town yesterday. It was what, 3 something?
Yeah, what was that, Patricia? 375 or something. I saw diesel anywhere from 409 to 445 for diesel, like within half a mile of each other. I was like, oh, that is.
Nobody's
it's not
looking.
usually like that.
No, usually how you set your prices for your fuels, you look out and you look at the guy down the road and you set your price whatever he's
They're
got.
usually very close to each other. Like it's not. It usually doesn't make a difference which gas station you go to. But at one end of Lakeway it was 445. In the middle of Lakeway it was 409, and at the very other end it was 419. And Lakeway's what, like a mile?
Yeah.
Like it's not that big of a road. Unleaded regular was 375 at the high place, the 445 for diesel.
But here's the big question: as fuel goes up, do you think it will ever come back down?
I mean, yeah, it does. I don't think groceries are going to come back down, though. I mean, we see fuel fluctuate. I mean,
a little bit, but not a lot.
Well, we were below $2 last summer. Last summer, with my grocery rewards, I put diesel in for like $1.09
Well, yeah,
last
with
summer.
your grocery rewards. Not everybody has those.
Most people have some sort of grocery reward fuel.
If you don't, figure out how to do it.
Yeah.
Apparently, you can save a ton of.
Well, Kroger has it, and we shop at Albertsons, which is.
Who owns Albertsons?
I don't remember.
No.
Safeway? No.
Joel?
Jewel?
Jewel is like, Tammy has said that Albertsons is like Jewel, but I don't remember the parent company. It's not Kroger. We have Smith's, and they have grocery rewards too. So yeah, I mean, still, like, we were paying like a little over $2 for diesel, like last summer or summer before, I can't remember, but yeah, it's yeah, I think fuel will go down. Not for summertime though.
No, not at all.
Sucks.
So yeah, the fuel crisis is going to make a big difference. In fact, I mean, just like we said, going to town to get dry ice costs money. Taking orders to town, obviously, we
Luckily,
consolidate.
UPS is on our side of town.
Yeah, that would be bad if they were clear on the other side of town. But yeah, being able to try, kind of, you have to sit back and you have to think about how you're going to handle your trips, even though we're not way out of town.
No.
You still have to go, okay, now, I've got to do this and I've got to do this, and how can I make this more efficient? Matt and I were talking just the other day about the shop, and how every time I open the garage door on the shop is heated to about 40 degrees. I have to consider every time I open that garage door, that shop has to reheat itself back up to 40 degrees, so it's burning propane. And, is it worth opening the door?
We should put a Nest thermostat on there that has a schedule, because I walked in the other day and you guys have been working in there, so it's fine. We turn up the heat if you're doing something, but it was the next day and it was still at 60 degrees. I was
Wow.
like, down.
Usually I'll notice it. I'll catch it if the
Yeah.
heater's running forever. I'm like, why is the heater still on?
Yeah. And once it gets up to temp and stuff, like it, and it was like kind of nice out and stuff then, so like I'm sure it wasn't running like a lot, but still it's just like, oh my god, turn that down.
Yeah. I saw a question if we ever think we're going to sell meat to non-Patreons.
Oh,
from
Albertsons
Mastiff.
is Safeway. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
I thought I could.
Eventually, we hope to be able to sell it to non-Patreon members. But see, you got to remember that we kind of got moved into this whole we're going to be selling beef thing pretty quick. So really, it comes down to inventory is the main reason that we're doing the Patreon thing. So that we can make sure that we've got enough for everybody. Otherwise, we open up the entire channel, it would be gone within a week. This way, and we also have local customers, and we have a farm store to stock and everything else. So being able to do it for only Patreons is the best way we figured out to control inventory at this point. I think if we open it up to the entire channel, right now we're butchering 5 steers every other month. I think if we opened it up to the whole channel, we would have to do at least twice as much.
Yeah, I think our processing schedule is set for this year. Like, I don't think in 2022 that we will be offering meat sales to the whole channel, other than potentially limited time, limited inventory.
We're talking about doing it during the 30 and 30 at some point.
Yeah.
Opening it up to everybody during the 30 and 30.
But it's still going to be limited inventory. So I'm going to say I have 10 of these packages, and when they're gone, they're gone. In 2022, no. I don't think that we will just have open sales for the channel. It costs $1 a month to join our Patreon, though. Like, and just join for a month.
Order your stuff and dump out. Yeah, I mean,
you can leave. Like, you can cancel. So it is $1 a month. Like, we've kept that cost extremely low. Yes, it is some effort on your guys' part to join, but you get bonus content. You can come to the live streams. We make specific posts on there. If you do a high enough tier, you get to talk to Mike. There's benefits to joining Patreon, and there is inventory control for us also. So just join. Like, just come hang out with us on Patreon. It's $1. $1.
You mentioned that he had to buy propane. We bought propane here recently.
Yeah,
too,
we filled up 3 tanks, and we have almost a $6,000 bill at co-op.
Yeah, propane will kill you too.
Yeah.
So that's
And ours wasn't $3.99 a gallon. So I mean, but yeah, I got the bill the other day, and they give us slips when they deliver, but then I got the bill the other day. I was like, oh, super fun. And we filled our diesel tank last month. I paid for that already.
Yeah, and then Matt ran our unleaded tank out.
And we discussed we're not filling that right now.
Did you hear that, Matt? We're not filling the unleaded tank.
I don't know why I'm getting the blood.
Well, you were the one that ran it out. I mean, that's life.
Huh.
It's just like if you're driving something when it breaks, you broke it.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got blamed for blowing
Just
up the
like-
110.
Just like being at home.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty much. So we.
That was your fault. Probably should check your oil or something. I'm only joking with you. You cook way too good to mess with you.
Yeah, don't mess with me. I will cut you off.
Or she'll just cut you. One or the other.
I didn't think of that.
The shirt that I'm wearing today, that's it. I'm moving to Wyoming. I actually found it on Etsy somewhere.
I said you shouldn't advertise that.
Shouldn't advertise. I'm moving to Wyoming. That's it.
We're
I'm
already
done.
here.
Yeah, well, I'm officially going to
We're
move here.
full.
Can I move farther into Wyoming? Can I get more embedded?
No, we're not going to record the kids skating because there's a million other kids and we don't have their parents' permission.
Yeah,
so.
I kind of thought about that.
And
I was like,
sometimes we like to do stuff not on the internet. And our kids especially like to do stuff not on the internet. So.
Tim asked what brand my cowboy hat is. This is a Stetson. It's the Stetson Skyline. You can find it on their website. So
We do have cheap gas prices. Wyoming historically always kind of has pretty reasonable gas prices. We don't live in a major metropolitan area. We're pretty fortunate.
we're lucky.
here.
I'm not. Yeah.
It still sucks though. I mean, who wants to pay $4.45 a gallon for diesel? And we're trying to not raise prices. That's the thing too. Is we are trying to not raise our prices. I see it is inevitable that if these fuel prices stay the way they are, we were gonna have to raise our beef and pork prices. It's just the reality.
Yeah. Thank you, Jared, very much for the $10 super
Thank
chat.
you.
Do appreciate it.
Yeah, Nebraska's cool. So is Colorado. Idaho, yeah, go there.
Bill, the tractor man, one of our moderators there, thank you, Bill, said Matt is going to get cut off from those caramel rolls. He actually already has been
Where's
cut off.
Matt?
Aaron ran out of caramel rolls about 2 weeks ago. Matt's been running on memory, and he said he's starting to forget what they taste like. So
I did have a cinnamon roll, which was good. Not as good, but it was good.
you had a what?
Cinnamon roll.
Oh, cinnamon roll. Those are good.
Yeah.
They're good. They're not as good, but they are just as good. We actually have folks over in the Airbnb that I think their sole reason for coming here was to get a caramel roll.
I'm hoping to. Well, gosh, I have to go with just Sturgis this week, so that messes my life up.
Those poor people came from Florida. It's like 85 or 90 there.
Oh, no.
Yeah, they're
Very
probably
nice people.
a rough time of it, I imagine.
Yeah, they're good. They're fine.
They're nice people.
Yeah.
Pigs are a quicker turnaround than beef. Yeah, absolutely. So we're doing 2 batches of pigs a year now. We're doing 30 pigs a year, which is, I mean, we used to do like 7. So in the last 2 years, we really increased our pork production. Pork doesn't sell as fast though.
No, not really. I mean, bacon's even slowed down, really. Like,
Yeah, we're almost out though.
Are
I
we?
mean, the pork freezer's getting pretty low. But...
Carrie Sherrato about, what, 30 pounds of bacon, though, when she came? So.
and we won't get pork back until June. So, like, I think we'll sell out of bacon by the time we get to the end. I think.
Yeah. Cold weather is also hard on pork. Like, they just don't grow as fast when it's cold. They're using a lot of power and energy to stay warm. So, they do kind of slow down a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, we'll kick back up here soon. Like,
I have another shirt that says Wyoming isn't real, so.
our fresh eggs from our backdoor neighbor went from $3 to $4 per dozen. Yeah, and like we've charged 4 for a long time. We should be charging about 6.
Yeah, honestly, if we talked about this before, but if you're selling eggs and you're selling them for $4 a dozen, you're probably not making any money.
You probably
If you have to feed them,
you're
you know.
probably maybe getting close to breaking even at 4. I still see people sell them for $2 or $3 on Facebook and stuff. They're absolutely losing money. I see eggs for $8 a dozen at Albertsons, and Albertsons isn't like a bougie.
At Albertsons?
Yeah, they're
Wow, for what are they?
free-range heritage breeds.
Free-range heritage. They
So
get
you can
massages every day and they
You
drink
can
beer.
get green and blue eggs, which we have, and I don't charge no $8.
We should separate them out and charge more for the green and blue
They
eggs.
do lay less eggs per year, so they do cost. They
They
take more.
taste exactly the same.
Well, they taste the same, but like a Leghorn will produce like 250 eggs a year, 275. An Easter egger will do like 120.
Yeah.
So
Are they
same amount
mean?
of feed. What, Matt?
Are they meaner?
No, the Easter eggers are sweet. Matt doesn't know which chickens are which.
You know the chickens, they're in the chicken house over there where the
Yeah.
eggs come out.
Yeah.
Those come out of chickens. The white chickens, they're the Leghorns. They lay like crazy.
Oh, they're mean.
They're mean.
The white
Yeah.
ones?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Hey, I didn't notice this until about a week or 2 ago. My nephew sent me a TikTok of a guy eating packed fried chicken all the time, trying to get the eggs. Seems like ever since I've seen that, it's all that's happening.
Matt does
I
get
think 'cause
pecked a lot.
I think it's because it's springtime, and we probably have some chickens that are going broody.
Make sense?
They want to make babies.
They want to sit on their eggs. They don't want you to take them.
True. True.
Matt is technically in charge of our steak and egg division here on the ranch. He's been collecting eggs and washing eggs and packaging eggs. And also, you know this, but he's been feeding the steers for the last couple weeks. Matt, what's the biggest lesson that you've learned from your steak and eggs adventure?
Biggest lesson I've learned? Keep the chickens fed, keep them happy, and talk nice to them.
To the chickens?
Yeah, seems to
You
work.
talk to the steers a lot, too.
I do.
Yeah. I catch Matt over there having conversations. Every once in a while I have to call Matt and I'm like, hey, are you okay?
Oh, I thought you didn't switch it back to us.
And
I was like, come on, get
He'll say, yeah, I'm just hanging out with the steers,
watching them eat.
just watching them eat. So it's all good.
I like number 4. Number 4 is kind of growing on me.
Eventually you're going to eat him.
I know, but I'm still he's growing on me.
We'll be sure to set his hamburger aside for you.
Thank you.
Matt also has a chicken that's in the freezer still named George that was Matt's chicken from last summer when he was here
Yeah,
processing.
he's like a Cornish game hen.
Little tiny guy,
He was the
very,
runt,
very small.
The runt, the last one processed. He was totally the runt. Should have eaten for a few more weeks, but he was the last one, so like just
get him over with.
He is probably just a couple of pounds.
Exactly.
He's about 3 nuggets.
Yeah, he's about 3 nuggets.
Actually, if you have an egg person that you're getting eggs from and they're only charging $2 a dozen, tip them.
Yeah.
They definitely need it. Trust me.
And some people just do it I couldn't even tell you what it costs to raise a chicken, right? Like we do not.
How do you figure out how much it costs? I mean, obviously you know how much food you have to buy.
I keep track of the meat chickens, Like, I know how much they cost, right? So, like, just even to get the meat chickens here was like $4 per chicken.
Okay.
But like, I don't keep track of the egg layers because, like, one, I don't get rid of old egg layers because, like, I just buy whatever looks pretty, and I've started buying surprise boxes. So, like, it's not like this one year I'm
Doesn't
like,
even care anymore.
no, I don't
She's
care.
like,
I'm
just
like,
give me things with
the
wings.
fun stuff,
Yeah.
okay? Like, just give me all the things, right? And so I can't be like, oh, the leghorns are 3 years old. Like, some people do that. They'll only buy like one kind at a time, and they'll buy different breeds of chickens for different purposes or different egg laying quality. But, like, you know, it'll be like, we're gonna buy all these one kind at this one time. So once they hit 3 years old, it takes more feed, like, than what their output is. Their egg production goes down. So, like, you could cull all of your old ones if you knew what your old ones are. I have no idea.
Some people ban them with different colors for different years. All that. You can put the little rubber bands around them. I mean, chickens are a giant pain.
It is just a free-for-all out there. And so, like, when a chicken dies, like, I'm just like, yeah, well, I'm those chickens. Like, not a big deal, right? And, like,
you used to get worked up about it.
We need to get rid of some roosters because there's a lot of roosters because we buy surprise boxes, which is fun. You get more roosters. But I don't have no idea other than, like, I know how much feed we buy in a year. I know how much I spend on chickens, but I'm not like, this is how many dozen eggs we produced.
Right.
I should keep better track, but I don't.
So, you're also planning on selling eggs in the farm store each this summer, right?
I talked about the ad. There's a super chat.
A $5 super chat up here from Harold Larson. Thank you very much, Harold. Really, yeah, you're gonna sell eggs by 75 cents a piece or something? Or
I thought about it. So, like, Harvest Host, the RVers, they always, like, they don't want a dozen eggs because they're like, that doesn't fit in our fridge. But, like, and I've looked at, like, the 6-pack cartons. So they're like $3 for the 6-pack cartons. I'm like, I could cut cartons in half, but, like,
how do you so you sell somebody 2 eggs? How do you transport 2 eggs?
Well, they're gonna have to carry them.
Put one in each pocket. What? I saw a great question here.
That is not my problem. I just am gonna get a little wire rack, put it in the fridge, and it's like a little, like, spiral, and they just pick eggs off the bottom. And after that, it's their own problem.
Take them with you. Tim Lennon wants to raise meat birds. His wife gets upset at the thought of processing chickens after raising them. Any tips to get her past that? I mean, that was one of my, I hate processing chickens.
Yeah,
it's horrible.
We don't like processing
It's not
chickens.
fun at all. But, it is one of those things that if you want to do it, you're going to do it. I mean, I hate that day. I don't look forward to it at all.
No.
I know it's going to stink all day long.
But it's not because of, like, the ethical side of it. Like,
no. It's more of a comfort issue.
Yeah, we have no issue eating the meat that we raise.
Yeah.
That's not our problem. I don't know. Like, it's we've been doing this for years, so it is hard. I remember the first couple batches of steers and pigs and stuff that we did, and, like, I remember even sitting down to dinner after getting, like, our first pork back. Like, we'd raise, even before we, like, finished shears, like, we'd raise cows and calves, and, like, we'd lost cows and calves and stuff. So, like, you somewhat, like, desensitized is a bad word. Like, we still feel every loss, but, like, you become accustomed to it to some extent and understand that, like, loss is part of having livestock and animals. But so, like, eating the first beef wasn't so hard. Pigs, for some reason, like, they're fun and cute, and, like, cows have personalities too, but, like,
Steers don't. Well, Matt thinks they do.
Not so much, but, like, pigs are just different. Like, they're more, like, pet-like.
Mm-hmm.
And so I remember, like, being like, this is interesting, but, like, that's what their purpose is. And so, like, they come onto the ranch knowing, like, we know that that's their purpose.
They don't know.
But, yeah, that's just the purpose. And that's, I think, the mindset. Like, I know with those chickens, like, we are going to eat those chickens. There's no fuzzy, warm feelings. Like, they're cute, but, like...
I think, too, that there's something to be said for an animal that you raised, that you took care of, that you fed, and then it feeds your family. There is a connection there. And I don't know if that's the way that, you go to your wife and say, hey, if we raise our own food, there definitely is a different connection there. We have that conversation with our kids almost every single meal, where, if we're having hamburger, it's, we raised this cow, and, there's a respect deal to it. And I hope that our kids grow up realizing that, your food comes from somewhere, and that's kind of a big thing to it, too. Ralph, thank you very much for the $10 super chat. Appreciate that. We like what you're doing, too, so we appreciate you being here with us and helping us along the way. We're talking a lot about chickens, but, I mean, it is a big chicken week. Yeah, it is. At this time of year, we start seeing the new life show up on the ranch. You know, we've got baby chicks out there now, which are fun, and they're fun to hang out with. Calves will be arriving here before too long.
Not till April. We always
We
have
hope till April. You know, we got our fingers crossed. The big one this year, of course, is Bambi. She lost her calf last year, but she seems to be doing well. It was around this time last year that she lost her calf. So
it's earlier.
It was pretty close. It was within a couple weeks. I think it might have been a week or so
I
ago.
thought it was like in February.
I don't know. So how you know how your phone will give you memories or whatever. Like one of the memories that popped up was when Bambi lost her calf because I took a picture.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh crap! Like I remember that day. So it was within the last few weeks anyway. So I mean, being able to see the new life spring up on the ranch is a big thing as well, and being able to raise something from this big to this big.
Yeah,
it does connect you to your food.
You know, like it's hard to convey through like video and Facebook and Instagram and stuff, but like there is nothing better than like sitting down to a plate of food in the summertime and being like, I raised every single thing.
Erin will point it out every time. Yeah. This plate came from the ranch.
That is so significant in this day and age. And even like Matt didn't come till the end of January, and we had a meal shortly after he came. Like I still had potatoes at the time. I still had onions. We raised the meat, and I think we had like coleslaw or something. I still had storage cabbage left and stuff. And so like it was the end of January and we still had an entire plate of food from the ranch. Like who can do that? Like I think that that's special, and that's something that I'm super proud of, like when we do that for our family and for ourselves. So the pride and the satisfaction and quality that comes from raising your own food is how you get your significant other or people in your life to eat that food.
Yeah, it is difficult. I mean, it may not be your significant other. Maybe, you know, somebody in your family that's, you know, kind of come over and eat, and you say, hey, we raised this beef. Or I'm sure lots of people, you know, run into this where they have friends come over and for a barbecue. And it's like, oh, I raised that steak. And it takes a minute to click. Matt, when you first came to the ranch and you had meat that was raised here on the ranch, was there a different feeling about it that you had?
My feelings?
Yeah, your feelings about eating meat that you knew where it came from.
No, I didn't have no problem with it at all. The taste was different. It was much better.
I was going to say, in a good way.
But yeah, I don't know. I pretty much enjoyed everything I've eaten, and especially when I know it's came from part of the garden or the pasture. It's just really an interesting feeling to know that it's almost like you're self-sufficient.
Yeah, very much so. I think
I'm not, but you know,
you're not.
Because of you guys, I am.
I think I get, you know, a lot of people come up to me and they'll say, "Hey, this is the best steak I've ever had in my life," and my answer to them is always, "It's not the best steak you ever had in your life." But it is something that you feel connected to, and that makes a huge difference.
And it does taste good, right?
Mm-hmm. No, I'm not denying it tastes good.
And it's hard because like we haven't eaten grocery store beef in years, like years.
I wonder if we should make a video about that and see if I can, you know, kind of do one of those blind taste test things and see if you can tell the difference between
What if it backfired?
Yeah, well, it could backfire.
I don't know. Chickens, Bengulator, are $4.50 a pound. It's not cheap, and I mean, unfortunately, it's not cheap for us to raise them. And
They're a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. It is. They are a twice a day daily maintenance animal on the ranch, like the meat chickens are. The Freedom Rangers, they're gonna take longer, but like I'm hoping with less death loss, like we'll be okay feed wise. Obviously, grain prices have gone up. I've also seen somebody comment on Facebook. That they, you know, with the Cornish cross, we take their food away at nighttime. These guys, they didn't.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that would help. Obviously, you still have to check them, but yeah, they're super high maintenance chickens are.
Interesting. Cal person, how's Cracker Jack doing? He's doing great. I should have pulled up the webcam and been able. I'm sure he's standing out there eating at this moment. Actually, I fed him over by the barn again.
Yeah,
it's kind of crappy. So just like yesterday in the vlog that you saw today. I fed them right over by the barn just because the weather was kind of crappy this morning. So,
Robert, no turkeys for sale. So I ordered 12 heritage turkeys, not meat turkeys. We're gonna see if I can raise them because we had 2 turkeys last year and they died. So we're gonna try some turkeys just for pets and see how that goes. And I mean, maybe eventually we'll do some meat turkeys, but I want some turkeys. I want to gobble at them.
You want to gobble at the turkeys. That would be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can follow Erin around gobbling. Jared, thank you for the $5 super chat there again. Appreciate it. Let's see here. Where are we? I lost my place in the chat.
Any new goats coming? Not as of now, although we did have a conversation. I said, I'm going to buy more goats.
Yeah.
Not up for debate.
Actually,
when do you want them?
you found some goats and you were like, I'm going to buy these goats. And
No, I didn't say. I just said there's goats starting to show up.
Right. And that's, at least we can talk about that. What's that, Matt?
Like she was buying whether you agreed or.
Well, I am.
What?
Are there?
Oh.
Goats are coming.
Goats are coming.
What about zebra?
No zebra. You have to get a license for a zebra.
Why?
I don't know what getting a driver's license for a zebra has to do with anything. They're not going to drive. I'm not going to let the zebra drive.
Anyhow, I was courteous enough to say I would like more baby goats.
She was courteous enough.
I said I'm going to get more baby goats. Do you want them now or when it's warmer? And that was the conversation.
Warmer would be much better. Yeah.
So it's easier to ask for forgiveness and permission?
I'm not asking for either. I am stating a fact that there shall be more baby goats on the ranch.
I have a great line for when we're doing a petting zoo this year, kind of by the farm store. So if you happen to be coming through on vacation or something, you stop by the farm store. We're going to have a lot of the animals over there for you guys to hang out with. But I think the petting zoo is going to be open
during farm store
hours, and then at 5 o'clock is the goat roast. So
you wouldn't eat, Jackie boy.
It would be funny.
D. Hansen Ranch asked what kind of turkeys. I got a heritage turkey surplus. So at Cackle,
Just random stuff.
I think it's really fun. I have a hard time choosing. There's so many types of chickens and turkeys and birds and stuff in general. So Cackle Hatchery has.
It's actually very smart on their part.
It is. It's genius, right? So you can just buy these surplus boxes, these assortment boxes. So I got like a rainbow layer surplus, a heritage turkey surplus, and you just get what's left over at the end of the day. But what's cool is like you'll get some of the common stuff, but you potentially can, like some chickens are like $10, $12 a piece. I ain't spending $12 on a freaking chicken for it to die, because that one will die. But if you buy the surplus or the surprise boxes or the assortments, you have the potential to get those very rare breeds for the same price as
so you're like playing the lotto.
I'm playing the lotto. I might not win, but I might. But they're just heritage turkeys. I think Cackle has like 6 or 8 different breeds.
Wow.
So.
I just saw that Jared, who's been throwing up super chats, is having trouble getting his question into the super chat. So
just put it in the regular chat.
Yeah, just throw in the regular chat and I'll try to answer him, Jared. Sorry about that. He did ask about the rain hay outlook this year. Is there still time enough to get enough moisture? There is. I mean, time is getting shorter, of course. I've been talking to quite a few people. We're looking at April and May is kind of the big time for rain and moisture.
We need moisture on the 10th of April. That is
on the 10th?
Well, that's what you took that course. They said like that week.
It was like
around that
it
week.
was the 10th to it was like that week or something like that.
Right
yeah.
around the 10th, plus or minus 5 days. If we don't have a significant moisture event around the 10th of April, like it makes it significantly harder. It doesn't mean that we won't cut any hay, but our best hay yields come from a significant
honestly,
moisture
if we
event.
cut hay this year, I'm gonna have to like watch a video or something because I don't remember how to do it. I mean, honestly, I remember how to do it, but like going out and getting the harrow or not the harrow. What's the thing we cut it with? The mower. See, I don't even remember what it's called. The mower ready to go. Like that thing's been sitting for
Where's the
2
Baylor
years.
computer? Good question. Hopefully
I don't know where the
It's
Baylor
in the garage.
computer is at. It's somewhere.
It's in the
It's
garage.
maybe we'll look for it during the 30 and 30. It'll
It's
take
supposed to
30
snow
days
on
to find it.
Tuesday. 2
Supposed-
inches
Snow on Tuesday?
and then nothing.
Oh, well. Yeah, so if we do end up cutting hay, which I hope we do, because that's on Matt. That's on your bucket list, isn't it, Matt, to cut hay?
It is.
Oh, mine too.
Your bucket list too. Yeah, it's we're hoping to have the moisture that we need to be able to move us forward. And also we need reservoirs to be filled up. There's all
We
kinds
need
of
our
stuff that's happening.
aquifers to fill up. I'm significantly worried about
Even watering.
drinking water
Yeah.
on the ranch. Like,
Well, we had that conversation. Do I water the gardens off of this well,
Which
or
well
do
do
I
I-
go water off
Yeah.
this one because we don't want to drain our aquifers?
yeah,
Yeah, there's all kinds of issues. that
water
are
is
happening.
a significant worry lately. So I do have a chicken gambling problem though.
Chicken gambling problem. That's funny. That could be a new thing. You guys could have like a self-help group or something.
We do have an orchard. We have 10 apple trees. And
Do we still have 10 apple trees?
plus or minus 2?
I haven't looked out there for a while.
But it always hails, so
Dave G made his first purchase on our website today.
Thank you.
Easton, Massachusetts. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Obviously on the website, beef jerky. There's some.
Oh, somebody asked
other
about
stuff,
muscle
too.
jerky. Yeah, we're supposed to be picking up jerky tomorrow. It will take us a couple days to get inventory sorted and get it up on the website, but soon.
Yeah. I have hayed before, guys. I'm not saying I haven't ever hayed before.
It
but-
will be different.
Yeah, I'm sure that I probably hayed. Well, I can't say this, but Hugh said that he could come and teach me how to hay. But maybe I've hayed in the last few years anyway. So
Yeah.
it'll come back to me. Trust me.
Yeah, hopefully we get some really good spring wet snowstorms.
Yeah, and it'll help. Who knows?
Frost line is less than a foot. Yeah, I don't. Do you think that we have frozen ground?
So obviously we have a lot of construction projects coming up. A lot of dirt work is supposed to happen here in the next month or so. And I did talk to Gary from down the road, and he's expecting for us to be out of the ground within a couple weeks now. So, if it keeps doing what it's doing,
There's just not much moisture in the ground.
which honestly, so if we get rain at that point, obviously then the rain goes directly to the ground. Frozen ground creates runoff, which then fills up reservoirs, which we need also. So it's kind of a hit or miss either way. Either we're going to have empty reservoirs and good grass, or we're going to have full reservoirs and bad grass, or we're going to have no reservoirs and no grass.
It depends on how quickly, even if the frost is out of the ground and we get a May snowstorm, it depends on how quickly the warm up happens and how much runoff is created and right now there's not the snowpack that we need to create good reservoir village.
Yeah, village. I don't think that's a word. You're
Whatever.
making stuff up.
Jerky cannot be shipped internationally unless you have an APO address.
Yeah, if you have an APO address, then we can ship it to you, no problem. Everybody needs a Gary, that's for sure. Yeah, Gary's going to be making. So a lot of this is going to happen during the 30 and 30, which is coming up, obviously. We're going to be doing a lot of work over across the road during the 30 and 30. Obviously, calving during the 30 and 30. But we're getting the RV site set up there. If you can book RV sites now, which is basically forcing us to get it done by the time people start showing
Open
up.
May 1st.
Yeah, no, May 15th.
Oh, okay.
I think it's May 15th. And so if we have everything done by then, we'll be good. So
I think it was May 1st.
No.
Whatever. Jerky can be purchased on our website. It is not for Patreon only. You can also buy T-shirts and apparel and other things. So.
Exactly. Let's see. I assume the picture on the left is Brandon. It depends on which left we're looking at. My left or your left?
Who's Brandon?
I'm guessing.
Let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon. Yeah.
I don't know Brandon.
No, he's just some ass. We don't know. Drink with a candy cane in it.
I mean, it's a straw. It's a straw. A reusable straw.
Looks like a candy cane.
Day drinking should be normalized, especially on Sundays. Just have a drink.
Why not?
Enjoy your life.
You can enjoy it. From Tommy, you guys have Guy in Wyoming in a video. We have had Blake in videos before. Blake has been up here many times. And Blake's now busier than, he's busy. And so I haven't really talked to him for quite a while, though.
He's busy.
He is busy. He's always
More
going.
busy. Have we received more precipitation? I don't know.
That's a good question. I could go back and look.
We could look.
Yeah. Scroll back through some.
Matt, how long are you going to be here?
Yeah, that was for you.
I don't know.
You can't answer that question.
TBD.
You're going to plead the
QED.
fifth. Plead the fifth, man.
I'm busy. Don't hurry me.
He's busy.
Aren't we all? Let's see. Hattie. Sorry. Weird screen today.
Why
Watching
is
you
it
from,
black?
I don't know,
You guys
from
can't
rural
see
Nevada,
that.
Bison and Gabs, Nevada. Thank you very much. And
Thank you,
you
Hattie.
can find the shirt on Etsy, apparently. I should have came up with this and put it on our site, but then Aaron would get mad at me.
It's just words. You can put it on our site.
I could. It's
You
not
can't
copyright.
You can't copyright words.
No, you're right. You're right. So what's next? What's next over in the high tunnels and the gardens?
Planting.
So you have plants. I know you have plants in the high tunnel because I went over and took the
Uncovered.
cover off of them today. those plants that are out there, and you've talked about them on TikTok, I'm guessing.
I haven't.
Oh, you have. Can I talk about them?
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil it.
You can talk about it.
There's plants in the high tunnel that are not in the ground.
Yeah.
What are they doing there?
They're hardening. So I grow under.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah. So I grow under grow lights, either just fluorescent lights or I have some LED shop lights. But UV sunlight is significantly different than artificial light. So you don't want to take stuff from your indoor environment and immediately plop it in the ground. Transplanting produces transplant shock. So you move them to the high tunnel, get them acclimated to the temperature swing.
Hold on really quick.
The increase.
Matt, did you have transplant shock?
Transplant shock?
Yeah, are you paying attention?
I'm trying to pay attention to you. And
Matt's multitasking.
I'm trying
Erin
to.
said that plants, when they're taken from the grow room and put into the high tunnel, can get transplant shock.
Oh,
So my question is, when you go from Chicago to Wyoming, did you experience any type of shock when you got here?
huge.
Now, when you go back, then what happens?
I'll be disappointed.
Massive depression.
Yeah.
So if you had to take a plant back out of the high tunnel and put it back in the grow room, it would just be depressed.
It would be fine. It's going to go into a 70-degree climate controlled, lights on a timer environment. But yeah, so you harden plants. It's not so bad in the high tunnel because I can put things like grow cover and I can help them. And there's no wind. But like when I take stuff outside, it is significantly important to take stuff from the grow room and gradually adjust them to being outside in 40-mile-an-hour winds, which we inevitably get the day after I plant. But it's just called hardening and just acclimating them. So we do that before I put them in the ground. So, and then, yeah, it's going to be -5. So easier to keep them warm in a small area than to spread them out over the whole high tunnel and have to keep them warm. So
Makes sense.
they'll stay there until probably the end of this week. And we'll put them in the ground.
Another quick question, since we're on the garden subject, from Deb Larson: your favorite squash to grow? I'm guessing to grow.
Summer squash or winter squash?
Well, see, now this is not. So now you got to give us both since you opened it up.
Yeah, all summer squash really tastes the same. It just comes in different shapes. So zucchini, yellow squash, patty pans, it's all the same. Winter squash, I grew delicatas last year. I really liked those. We don't eat a lot of winter squash.
We have buckets of winter squash.
I know,
We should
but
eat
we don't
more.
really eat it.
We
It's
should eat
not
a
my
lot more.
favorite. Is it your favorite?
I like what's the buttercup, butternut?
Butternut.
Yeah, I like that one because you put like a bunch of brown sugar in it.
Yeah.
And that makes everything good. So.
When I made you butternut soup.
Oh, yeah, that was good.
Yeah,
I didn't mind that.
I don't really like it.
From Road to a $20 super chat, what's a good brand of waterproof insulated work gloves?
No idea.
I'm a hard, so I don't like wearing gloves. I'm just not a huge fan of gloves. When I do wear gloves, I wear those really thin gloves that you see me wear. Those are Gorilla gloves. I get those at Home Depot or online. I don't know, Matt. Do you have a favorite pair of gloves that you like?
No, and find a good pair
No?
that are keep the fingers warm.
I feel bad. Road Toad, if you want me to, I'll give you your $20 back and you can go buy a pair of gloves and try them out. Because honestly,
I did buy a pair on Amazon the other day. Just took a shot in the dark. It was 4.5 star rated. Sky Deer.
Sky Gear.
Yeah.
I see those gloves that they must dip in plastic.
Oh, yeah.
And I've tried those, but I like dexterity. I like being able to touch things. I like being able to pick up a nut if I drop one and not have to take my glove off and reach down and grab it.
Well, on your phone. Like,
Well, there's that
even
too,
the ones
yeah.
that say they're touchscreen compatible, they lie.
They do lie.
They lie.
So honestly, let me know. I'll send you your $20 back. Go pick a pair of gloves. Actually, you know what? Let me buy a pair of gloves and I'll send them to you. And we'll see how they work, because that's a tough question. I hate I feel bad now. But
We're not huge glove people. Like, I wear them out of necessity.
I get a lot of emails where people are like, "You need to wear gloves. You need to wear a better hat. You need to put on this and that."
Safety glasses.
Safety glasses. I get that all the time.
People tell
I
me
wear Oakleys a lot of times when I'm trying to do something, but if I'm filming, I'll take those off because they reflect the camera.
Yeah.
So you end up seeing a lot of weird.
People tell me I need to wear a hat. I wear sunscreen. Okay, back off. I don't like a hat. I don't like it on my head. I don't like it. Just smushes my hair down. I don't like it. I will choose comfort.
Over safety.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That's nice. OSHA, if you're watching.
I don't even wear a coat in the wintertime because I don't like it. Like, it's got to be below 0 for me to even put on like a coat and not like just like a hoodie.
And you complain the whole
I
time.
hate it. I hate wearing a coat. I hate like constriction. And if you buy a coat that's like you bought you got a big Ariat coat, you got an extra large instead of a large, and you're like drowned. I hate that. Like if there's like too much touching and movement, but not enough movement. Oh God, I freaking hate it.
Are you okay?
I hate it.
You need a pill?
No.
You need something.
Morning owl. It's afternoon, JB. You're late.
You're late. You just yelled at him for doing a $20 super chat.
Thank you, JB.
Oh, jeez.
How do you pollinate the stuff in the greenhouse? I don't buy stuff that needs to be pollinated.
Oh, aren't you easy?
I know. I mean, so like tomatoes don't need to be pollinated; they're self-pollinating. Cucumbers, you have to have some pollination, but it's not like it's wind pollinated. You don't need pollinators, and peppers don't need pollination.
And that's pretty much what you grow in the high top.
Summertime. That's what I grow, and then things like radishes and spinach don't need pollination. So really, the only thing that needs pollination is like squash.
What about broccoli?
No.
No. I see bees on the broccoli.
Yeah,
all the
when
time.
it flowers, but like it doesn't flower first.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Zucchini flowers first. Tomatoes flower first, but tomatoes are self-pollinating. So, and we have wind, lots of wind.
So it moves things around.
Yeah. So, like tomatoes just need movement. They don't need pollinators.
Oh.
Same thing with cucumbers and stuff. So.
Rebecca's favorite squash is acorn, by the way.
Yeah, it's just not my thing.
Ed said he got his first meat box arrived Thursday, right on schedule. Cooked the burgers first, very delicious. Bonus. Oh, and I threw a cow tag in there. Yeah, I threw some cow tags, key rings in there. So, little bonus that I've been trying to get something in there.
Tommy asked, "Do any of your kids like to help gardening, or are the animals more interesting for them?" Grace and Lincoln like to play in the dirt. Grace likes to help.
Yeah, I mean they all help with everything at some point in time. And if they don't, then they're kind of forced to. So.
Yeah. Grace is definitely probably the most interested in everything, wouldn't you say?
She's the most, she wants to be
involved.
You know, I don't know if she's really interested in it, but she likes to be in there and doing stuff with us, hanging out with us.
But she cooks her own scrambled eggs.
She
and
does, yeah.
Like the other two.
I have no interest.
Give me a Pop-Tart!
And then when we say no, they say, Matt, get me a Pop-Tart. Yeah.
Yeah, Grace is the most, I would say Grace is the most involved.
Yeah.
If I had to pick an area.
Well, you could see it if you watched the vlog this morning. When we went over to move goats, Grace was all about it. She was getting in there. She was ready. You know, how are we going to do this? What's going to happen? You know, do we have a plan? The plan was just run and they'll follow you. But and it worked. Except for Yoda, she kind of waddled along behind. She made it eventually, but she doesn't move very fast. She's not a fast mover, which is fine. So, let's see. Oh yeah, it's before noon where JB is at. He's on the West Coast.
There's no timer. Oh, it's over. It's on the other side.
Yeah, I moved it over there. I wanted to be able to see
It's
it.
not before noon. Oh, it is. Okay.
Time zones are hard. Very hard. Very hard to do.
If you go to our website, Ed, and if you want to know what the temperature is, if you go to the webcam, we can watch the webcams and you can see the weather.
Yeah, it does show the weather. Nadine also got a beef and pork box, arrived frozen solid, first purchase, so good. Love the cow tag. T-bones and bacon. Oh, that sounds good.
What's your favorite
Favorite
out of all the meat?
cut of meat.
What's your favorite beef?
Favorite cut of beef? See, I like tenderloins, but I like the way you cook tenderloins. I don't eat steak at restaurants because I just don't. I can't do it. Honestly, if we go to a restaurant, usually I order chicken or something like that.
Or a burger.
Or a burger. Not very often, though. Usually I won't even order.
What did you have
hamburger.
at Old Chicago?
Matt, what did I have at Old Chicago the other day?
You had a Philly.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah,
got
No, I had the what's that called?
You had a
French
Philly.
dip?
French dip.
I didn't kill someone.
But it had cheese on it, so that makes it a Philly. I don't know. But I just it is what it is. But yeah, if you look at pork, like I'm not a huge bacon guy. I don't mind bacon, but I can eat bacon.
I hate bacon in everything. Like I just like bacon.
Oh yeah, you're not the bacon fanatic.
No, but I like bacon. Like if you give me bacon or sausage, I'll pick bacon all day.
Yeah, see, and I like sausage. I like cutlets. I don't know where those come from on the pig, but
Ham.
I like cutlets. But that's pretty much what I like off the pig. So yeah.
Robert says, please do not show the killing of the chickens this year. Pretty rough to watch. Sorry, Robert, but we're gonna respectfully disagree with you on that one. I get you don't have to watch it. I totally understand people don't want to see that and stuff, but like that is a very real part of producing our own food, and I very much don't watch it. Like I respect your decision to not
We
watch
usually
it.
put some sort of warning,
Yeah, and
like
we
a
will
trigger
put-
warning kind of thing.
And like we don't monetize those videos because YouTube will not allow monetizations. We
YouTube
don't-
doesn't like it either.
But like that is 100% a part of the process, and we will show it, and the people that want to watch it can watch it, and like don't watch it, it's fine. You're not going to hurt our feelings, but like we are going to show that process. If we butchered our own cows or our own pigs and did the processing on them, I would 100% show that also.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we would.
Don't upset yourself though. Like don't watch that. Skip to that part or through that part. But we can't produce food and we can't raise animals for meat consumption without that part of the process.
Yeah.
So
we don't all get the the cute calves and all that kind of good stuff without the other side of it as well.
yeah.
We say that everybody, every animal on the ranch, we try to make their life the very best that we can. They all have one bad day, and honestly, we all do. We all have at least one bad day, and we try to make the rest of their life as wonderful as possible. So. I wish that
We all die.
I wish humans had it just as good. It's like I have lots of bad days.
We all die, and like I don't think that everybody should have to witness animals dying or people dying and stuff. But like that is a profound moment being at the end of someone's life. It happens. Like I'm gonna die. I don't want to be alone. Someone's gonna have to be there with me. So like it's okay that like their lives end so that we can live.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah. Should have went down a dark path, though.
Well, we're all gonna end up in the ground.
True, very true. So, guys, we just crossed over
Maybe
now. What
we
a great
should,
way
like,
to
talk
end.
about something happy.
Yeah, like can we throw something good here on the end? Matt, have you run COB through the feeder yet?
Not yet.
We can't. We discussed this morning.
Yeah. So we had a long. I didn't get Matt in on this though. The folks at Stoll Feeder. We actually had a long conversation this morning because my cake feeder is an older cake feeder. There's actually no way to convert it to be able to do like COB. So unless we get a different feeder, we're kind of up the creek.
Jared says, Mike, have you ever lost your wallet out in the middle of the park? Yes, he has. And we searched for it for 3 days and called every single freaking store in town. And where did I find it?
In the barn.
In the barn.
Yeah.
In the stall.
It was in a stall in the barn. It's happened, but not a lot. Every once in a while it happens. I should switch to a different type of wallet, but I just haven't found one that I like yet. So.
Can people? Don asked, "Hey, Erin, I just had a question. Can people buy your stuff at the farm store with food stamps?" No. It's something that I would love to be able to offer. And for my nonprofit Edible Prairie Project, you can buy our veggie baskets with food stamps. Actually, you can, but you don't have to because they're free if you're on SNAP or WIC. But it is very expensive, and this is something I complain about all the time to Department of Family Services. It's like $300 for the reader to take SNAP cards, EBT cards. A square reader cost me $25. Like,
Why is the SNAP
why
reader
does
so
the SNAP
expensive?
reader cost so much? And I have to pay transaction fees, which is fine. I pay transaction fees on literally everything. But it's very expensive, and I've only had a couple of people ever ask to use SNAP. And then WIC is like a different system. So it's stupid. And DFS knows that I feel that way.
Yeah.
So,
Ridge wallets. Yeah, actually, they've gotten a hold of me. I've looked at them. They're a little expensive, but I've looked at them. Let's see. I saw a good question somewhere.
so John Paul said, John Paul Henry, my father who grew up on a ranch, made a point of showing my sister and me how chickens were processed. Yeah, it's absolutely, I think, important and something that our kids see. So
where the nuggets come from.
We have talked extensively about what goes on, like when we eat meat on our table that comes from the ranch, we talk about it. When we would sell bottle calves, like they're going to have to eat them now because we're 100% direct to consumer. But in the past, we've talked about, like, do you want to keep Cole and he stays and he'll go on the farm store, but he gets to stay on the ranch longer, or do you want to put him on the truck and he goes? And they've always chose put him on the truck.
Yeah.
They're not doing
That's
that.
that ignorance is bliss thing. Like they
Yeah.
just go away. We don't know where
He ends up on someone else's table, not our table. From now on, if we have steers that are bottle babies,
They stay.
they're going to go to the farm store.
Mhm. But if they're heifers, they get to stay too. So it works out
Yeah.
both ways.
The first several times that we processed chickens, like the kids would go up to Grammy's. Eventually Grace started asking to come and see. And now, like, we just tell them what we're doing, and they do what they want.
They just move through.
Our kids just kind of free range in
the
the
bad part
summertime.
about that is, like, we get comfortable with it, right? So we're used to, butchering chickens or whatever. Last year we do harvest hosts, so we had RV people that showed up, and I kind of forgot that they were coming. And it was last year or the year before?
I think it was last spring.
Yeah, so we're butchering chickens. I've got blood up to my elbows, across the front of me and everything. And here comes an RV pulling in. I was like, oh crap! So I had to walk over there, and I was just like, I'll get you parked, and you could just see the look on their face. They were horrified. And I had to explain to them, hey, we're butchering chickens.
Happening.
This is what happens around here. They actually came over and bought
a chicken.
A chicken.
Not even frozen. They're like, oh, we'll take one.
Yeah, it was
That's
crazy.
awesome. And so Grace and Lincoln have been super curious about it. Mackenzie's been around and stuff, but like Grace wants to know. That kid has so many questions, and she always has.
Mm-hmm.
Like when she was like 3 or 4 years old, she'd be like, how come the straw is pink? Why does it have this bump at the bottom? Why is it this long? Like, that's always how Grace has been. I was like,
right.
I can't tell you how many questions I've answered from that kid that I've said, I don't know, Grace, I don't work at the factory. But when, like, during our first, like, several, like, chicken butcheries and stuff, it was wintertime, because we got them in the fall, and so, like, we were doing it in the shop, and it was just us. And, like, they would go to my mom's, and eventually Grace was like, I want to come down, and I want to see it. And I was like, okay, if you're okay with this.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, I never will stop them. But then, like, I don't keep any of the hearts or gizzards or anything. And, like, I throw them in a bucket and, like, give them to the cats a lot. And, like, I don't clean the gizzards or nothing. Those go in a different bucket. But, like, she'd be like, is this the heart or what is this? And, like, she wants to know.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, pretty soon, like, I think there was a heart on the floor that I'd thrown to a barn cat. And, like, her and Lincoln are poking it and, like, just being gross.
At least they didn't taste it.
But, like, I'm not going to stop them from, like, knowing what those things are. And I think it is an important part of living on the ranch is, like, they learn to, like, they see the good and the loss that comes from raising animals.
Oh, yeah. They see animals die, and they deal with it. This is probably pretty close to the same way anybody else would. So, definitely. All right, guys, we're going to wrap things up for today. We have lots still going on. The ranch is still rumbling right along. Erin's got to go gamble on some chickens or whatever it is she does nowadays. And what do you got? You're all dressed up. See, this is a problem. Now you're all dressed up halfway through the day, and it's like, oh, now I got to go do something. You can't go weed the garden looking like this. Not that there's
no
any weeding to
yet.
be done.
No, but I did water, so T-minus 10 days.
There'll be weeding coming soon,
There will
folks.
be weeding soon.
So new video coming out on Wednesday. Still not sure what we're doing there. And then, of course, weekly vlogs on Sundays.
We're going to Sturgis.
We're going to Sturgis on Monday, that's for sure. We have, obviously, Patreon is still available. If you are looking to order beef from us, beef or pork, you can order it as a Patreon supporter. It's just $1 per month. Sign up for a month, ditch out after the month after you get your order in. That's totally fine. It's
or
just
stay and hang out
or
with
just
us.
stay, or you can actually pay for the year in advance. You can do whatever you want to do. We definitely want to be able to do that and be able to control inventory. So we appreciate you guys helping us out with that.
But
And,
you can buy jerky, you can buy T-shirts, you can buy coffee mugs, all kinds of stuff on our website.
Exactly. Or just go to the website and watch the webcam, because that's always fun too. And you can watch the goats, do whatever goats do all day long. So we've got our moderators here with us. Thank you very much, guys. Bill the Tractor Man, Matt Fensel, Zach Hewitt, Lori Hable, and William Dunn hanging out with us today and keeping us on track.
Our next live stream in 2 weeks is daylight savings time.
Oh, so we're switching
So
times.
we're back to 7 o'clock.
We're switching back to 7, guys, so we'll get a little bit later on in the day. And the reason we do that is so that we get more daylight out of our day, so we're able
because
to do
we're
more.
busy.
Yeah.
Because we work when the sun is.
When in the middle of the summer, when it's light here until 9, 10 o'clock, like we come running in to do live stream, and then we go out and work after live stream.
Sometimes,
So
yeah.
it definitely happens like
JB
that.
wants to know if I'm going to Sturgis by week. No, I've honestly never been to Sturgis.
I've been to Sturgis on accident like 5 times.
Well,
Like, oh crap, what happened here?
that is true. We were going to pick up meat. Oh shit.
Yeah, you come rolling into town, you're like, oh, this isn't
We did
good.
go to Wall Drug.
Oh, we went
in
on
Sturgis
accident.
during-
Yeah.
In 2020 during a pandemic when we'd all been like at home for all summer. It's like, oh man, we're gonna die. We didn't.
That was fun.
Sam, thank you for the joke. That's hilarious.
Thank you, guys. We'll see you next time. Until then, of course, keep on watching. Make sure you subscribe, follow along. Go ahead.
We got to switch to daylight savings time because literally, like, we work while it's daylight. Especially like there is no weekends in ranch life.
Not really.
There is farm store days and non-farm store days. That's how my life is. What days are the farm store open, and I have to deal with that, and what days is there no farm store?
Exactly.
Sunday's a no farm store day, which means I can get a lot done.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And then I say, hey, we got a live stream tonight. Oh, dang
shit.
it, I got to do something. Thank you, guys, and we'll see
There
you.
is no overtime on the ranch.
Overtime? No
I'm talking
overtime.
about overtime. William, Zach says he gets overtime. No.
Yeah, you get to work overtime. You don't get paid overtime. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Later.
Day.
What?